Yo, what is up YouTube? Back with another video, of course. Today's video is about the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals. Look at the title, look at the thumbnail. Something new that I would like to try is to get some audience interaction, which is you. So what I want you to do, before I start commentating on this game, I want you to comment down below the score prediction for this game, and whoever is closest to the score of the game is going to get a shout out in next week's video. So good luck, comment down below, let's get into it. Off the bat, I just want to point out that this rivalry is disgusting sometimes. You know, the Steelers-Ravens rivalry, it's a good one because both those teams are really good every year. But we look at the Cincinnati Bengals and Steelers, these teams absolutely hate each other. The rivalry hasn't really been, that heated ever since Vontaze Burfict has left the Cincinnati Bengals. But at the same time, I guess you can say it lost its flair because the Bengals have been pretty bad for the last couple seasons. But I am sure Joe Burrow is looking to change that outcome with, a lot of passing yards, 2,200. Joe Burrow is playing like the rookie of the year, debatably with Justin Herbert. And he's carrying his team to many close wins, many close games, and many close losses. The Pittsburgh Steelers with an 8-0 record. And on the other hand, the Cincinnati Bengals, who I believe are 2-5-1. Our division rivals, first and fourth place in the AFC North. And I'm sure this game is going to be closer than you expect just because I think the Bengals are out for some revenge. So if you watched Week 9, you saw the Steelers beat the Cowboys, but was it really a win? Honestly, I'm not going to say so, because that was embarrassing to watch. But at the same time, I bet the Steelers bounced back from that game. Their defense, it played good. It only allowed one touchdown, but a lot of field goals, whatever. Their special teams, though, that killed them. The punt returns against the Cowboys absolutely killed them. And the Steelers' offense, it just didn't want to start trying until the fourth quarter started, which doesn't really make sense in my opinion. But at the same time, we see Steelers are capable of winning close games. They're capable of scoring touchdowns when it matters. And that's why Big Ben is a Hall of Famer. That's why this team is 8-0 because of Big Ben. So this team's 8-0. It's won every game, of course. It's a good team. But we look at the Bengals, and their record is a very, very, very big understatement. They've been in a lot of close games. Week 1, they lost by 3 to the Chargers. Week 2, they lost by 5 to the Browns. Week 3, they tied. Week 4, they beat the Jaguars by 8. And then, Week 5, the worst game of their season so far, they lost to the Ravens by 24. But the following week, they go to Indianapolis. They play a good Colts team. They only lose by 4 points. This is when I thought this team was going to look good. The team was looking scary. And this team's going to be a threat in the future with Joe Burrow. The following week, they lose at home. A very big, very, very, very big upsets. They gave up that impossible touchdown literally last second of the game. Still, lost that game by 3 points to the Browns. And then they got their second win by 11 against the Titans. It just shows you how good this team is, how much potential this team has in the future, and how the Bengals' record is an understatement of their performances. But at the same time, they're going into this game against an undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers, a team they have not beat since December, maybe November of 2015. That's right. They haven't beaten the Steelers in 5 years, including the playoffs. And, you gotta wonder why. But like I said, the Bengals are definitely going to try to snap that losing streak against Pittsburgh. And it starts with this game. But we gotta talk about both of these teams and why. Which team is gonna win this game? So, the Bengals had a dominant performance against the Titans, one of the best teams in the NFL. It's kind of weird to say, but they beat them by 11 points. The 5-1 Titans lost to the Bengals, and it's because of Joe Burrow. What a monster. Played like a monster that game. He's putting up a lot of passing yards. as a rookie, of course, his touchdown to interception ratio is also pretty good as a rookie. And of course, their rushing game is playing pretty good. Tyler Boyd's playing like a monster. Their defense, it's clutching up. You can't deny the facts. You know, it's not been playing that good. Like, they're still giving up over 20 points a game almost every game this year, except for week 1. But at the same time, like, they limited the most explosive offense, the Tennessee Titans, to 20 points. That is a big statement for the Cincinnati Bengals team. And that could ultimately win this game against the Steelers. But at the same time, we look at Pittsburgh. Of course, they got that dominant defensive line, dominant passing defense. You know, I had a little deja vu watching that Cowboys game. You know, they turned the ball over on, 4th down. The Cowboys had a chance to score a touchdown, just like the Ravens had a chance to score a touchdown. Deja vu all over again. Micah Fitzpatrick just bats the ball down in the end zone. What are the odds that happens literally 2 weeks in a row? But this simple fact shows you how well-rounded Micah Fitzpatrick is and how much of a difference maker he is for this defense. Basically won them the game. You know, the Cowboys were about to score a touchdown, put them up by 3 or 2 possessions. But Micah Fitzpatrick's there, gets the interception. Dude is definitely a clutch player, and he changes games. But along with him, there's TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Bud Dupree. You know, the defense is dominant. I can't say anything else. But you match it up against this, up-and-coming explosive Bengals offense, the Steelers might have some problems. You know, they played pretty good against the Cowboys. I think they'll play pretty good against the Bengals. So we're just going to see what happens. But Tyler Boyd, AJ Green, T. Higgins, they're playing good. Joe Burrow is playing like a monster. If Joe Burrow does not make any mistakes, this could be an easy win for the Bengals. Of course, I'm joking. But at the same time, yeah, the Bengals could have a very close, score in this game, potentially win or lose by 3 points. But the outcome of this game is in Joe Burrow's hands and nobody else's. And I say this because, Big Ben is capable of winning games. We've seen it the last 3 weeks in a row, basically. He is passing the ball like a monster. He's not throwing picks realistically. You saw the Cowboys game. They're down by a lot, whatever. And the second half, I saw 2 rushing plays or 3 rushing plays. And they all came on the last drive when the Steelers were running the clock out. It just shows you how reliable and how clutch old Big Ben Roethlisberger is on this team. And this Cincinnati Bengals defense, I'm not going to say it's good because it's realistically not even good. And I don't think the Steelers offense is going to have a problem against their defense. With that in mind, if the Bengals want to win this one, they're going to have to outperform the Steelers defense, which is a huge task. Not a lot of teams have done it. Obviously, none have because they are 8-0. Another way the Bengals could win this game is to pick off Big Ben, but it's not going to happen. Big Ben is not making those mistakes. He hasn't really done that all year. He has 4 interceptions on the season, but 3 of them came in one game. So I don't really think Big Ben's playing bad. Only 4 picks in 8 games, pretty good. So obviously, the Bengals want to win this game. They're gonna have to expose the middle linebacker position, Robert Spillane, Avery Williamson, whatever. That could be a huge play, whatever. Joe Hayden, Steven Nelson. I guess you said Joe Hayden's playing good. Steven Nelson, though, he got burnt on a couple of plays, kind of bad. So if Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, AJ Green can get open, make some plays, that's the only way the Bengals can stay in this game. And now I got to point out the obvious Pittsburgh Steelers offense. You've probably heard this before. You're going to hear it again in the future, that the Steelers underperform against bad teams. That is 100% true. I gotta wonder why. They play really good against good teams. They play to the standard. But when they play horrible teams like the Cowboys, that was embarrassing. Can't deny the facts. But in mind, they had 2 road games before that. That was the 3rd road game in a row they had. Probably tiring them out. Had to travel all those distances. Probably the 2 longest road games in a row. Tennessee and, Dallas. And then Baltimore. They had to beat Baltimore and then play the Cowboys. That defense, offense probably hurt against the Ravens. At the same time, no excuses. They're at home in this game against the Bengals. They should come off on top. Their offense is not going to play bad this game. It's going to play like it should play with all those dynamic receivers, tight ends. Big Ben's back. They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw the ball. This is a bounce back game for the Steelers offense, which has been playing poorly in the first half of games recently. It's a bounce back game. They're going to start off this game scoring a touchdown on the opening drive. I can guarantee it's going to be that kind of game. Steelers need to win this one. I think they're going to come off on top. Now, obviously, the Steelers are better than the Bengals, but I don't even think that matters right now because the Cincinnati Bengals, they're unpredictable. They're getting better and better as the season continues. They beat the Titans by 11 at home. That's impressive enough. And the Steelers have been playing poorly on offense. So this game could be a very close one, which is why I think the Steelers are going to win. I think they're better in the first place. I think they're only going to win by 6 points maybe. It's going to be close, but still the Steelers haven't lost to the Bengals in 5 years. We're just going to have to see what happens. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think. Adios.